You know, it's the life of a professional walleye angler. I just got done about the last 2 hours trying to wear some energy out of my 3-year-old and my 1-year-old. But we're actually gonna hop in the truck and we're gonna head up to Sault Ste. Marie. And it's a location that we've shot a few shows at before and have had a bunch of tournaments in the past over the last 10 years or so. But what happened last year on that system up there, I think opened everyone's eyes. There was an MWC event up there where the weights were absolutely huge. And what those guys were doing is trolling rock piles, spoil piles, real near where Lake Huron actually is on that system. So it's huge water and it's a totally different type of technique than what I'm used to fishing up there. And we're gonna head up there and meet my good buddy Dave Atkinson, who actually just opened a brand new nitro dealer. So we're gonna go check that out. We're gonna go on the water, we're gonna throw some crankbaits at him, we're gonna throw some spinners at him. So come along with us and we'll show you the next bite.
Just looking for the next bite, next bite, just looking for the next bite. It's the
We'll continue to show you the next bite.
Precision, versatility, and stealth are defining factors for setting up an effective trolling presentation beneath the crystal clear waters of Michigan's Sault Ste. Marie system.
Flicker minnow.
On the flicker minnow.
Whether trolling crankbaits or spinners for these Upper Peninsula walleyes.
Cute little bit. Oh, another poser.
Yep, nice little one. Yeah, look at him.
Chase and Dave are making passes while also looking for fish marks.
This is probably a little bit bigger than yours, which isn't a surprise.
As the rock piles they are targeting are relatively small for trolling.
Yeah, I see him.
Sometimes only the size of a football field.
That's not too bad right
A
there.
little fatter.
There we go, man. That's a nice fish. That's fat, huh?
Yeah. We're fishing today over an area that has a ton of rock humps. Some of the areas have fish scattered on the outsides of them. Other areas have the fish right on top of them. As we approach the rock piles, we're able to speed up a little bit and bring our baits up above the rock. We tend not to snag as much, but there seems to be more fish activity going on right now over top of the rocks. If you look at your Lowrance and try to find areas where you see rock humps, here today we've spent a lot of our time on one rock bar where there's very similar rock bars right next to us. So be diverse and be aggressive, move around, checking different locations that look similar to the ones you've been catching fish on. A lot of times will help you put more fish in the box.
Even though the time of day generally affects where the walleyes are holding on the piles, fishing while also scouting marks can still be pretty tricky.
I'll get these out of your way. You were kind of just letting that one out almost, weren't you?
Yeah, they're still all going up. It's nice to see you work so hard again.
Yeah, I'm sweating already.
So given the intensely abstract cover that the tops of these piles are providing the walleyes,
When you're built like this, everything feels kind of small when you're bringing it in.
one advantage Chase and Dave are able to utilize is a newer form of sonar technology.
Decent
walleye
fish,
pike.
yep. Hooked right in the roof of the moat, just like you want it.
Yeah. I've been trained by the best.
You know, this is a situation that truly shows you how important it is to use structure scan when you're fishing in situations like we are today. All of these rock humps, roughly at about that 18 to 19 foot mark is where you start to see the transition in between the mud and the sand on the sides and to where it gets to the rock. And then when you get on top in that 13, 14 feet, it gets really, really gnarly. And it can be really tough to determine, is that a rock, is that a fish? And the structure scan, this is actually a perfect picture. I actually stopped both the sides. I'm running one of these HDS 12s in split screen. And what I like to do is run 2D sonar on one side and then the structure scan, the down scan on the opposite side. These fish can literally be tucked right in the crevices of these rocks, so it's going to be tough on a 2D sonar unit just to determine exactly what you're seeing. And you can see here there's some bumps along the bottom. Could those be rocks? Could those be fish? They sure could be either. But on the structure scan, when I'm looking at the same picture, what I could see is a mark right there that has separation off the bottom, another mark there, and another mark there. So those are fish that are laying tight to the bottom, which you can't tell on the 2D that they're actually fish, but by using the structure scan and the 2D in conjunction, you're able to tell on any type of situation you're fishing exactly what you're really fishing for, and it's going to help you put a lot more fish in the boat by the end of the day.
The next bite is brought to you by Mercury, #1 on the water. Amsoil, performance for serious adventure. Tracker Boats, fish the finest. Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Berkeley, catch more fish. Mustad, stay sharper longer. Lowrance, find, navigate, dominate. Motor Guide trolling motors engineered for anglers. Strike King, legacy of domination for 50 years. And Power Pole, swift, silent, secure.